and our weekly interview series, GBS Interviews. Thank you very much, Maria Bartha, who is running KUKA Business Services in Budapest. Good morning to you.
Sure. So, yes, KUKA. KUKA, it's a group company who's made up of multiple segments, and we are mainly present in the industrial robotics place, automotive industry, of course. When you see those orange robot hands, they are assembling the automotive on the automotive lines. We also have a system segment which it's responsible to integrate these robots and also other robots. We have a Swisslog which does warehouse management for huge companies like Maria Bartha, for example. We do their warehouse management. And we also do a healthcare. We are present in the healthcare industries, especially in US, when if anybody is familiar with the hospital system, how the medicine is distributed, the pneumatic tube system. So that's what we are helping the hospitals in US. We are integrating and building those pneumatic systems. So that's about it. We are present in US, in Europe mainly. Probably the biggest market in Europe, as it comes from a historical automotive industry. And of course, we are heavily present in Asia, in China, and all the other smaller entities in Asia countries.
And you've been there how long, and what was your career? What is your background
professionally? So I am with KUKA since 2023. And well, my background, it's in finance and also consulting. I spent 20 years in Accenture as a consultant, focusing on outsourcing and helping clients to set up their shared services. And hence, I got to see many insights with our clients around procurement, our finance, HR, and IT shared services. So I was asked to come in KUKA and develop the strategy for a shared service, later on became a business service, and the strategy is to concentrate it for Europe in Budapest. We have today in Budapest about 350 people, where we do IT services. We just setting up the HR services as well. And finance is there with about 180 FTEs serving Europe, but also having global responsibilities for our global process owners. And we are rolling out the same structure or blueprint or standard process across the globe in finance. And we are transforming in the other areas as well.
So do you have also hubs in other parts of the world, like in the Americas or in Asia?
Yes, we have in Americas. In North America, we kept the collection, and which is located in Denver with just a little bit more than a dozen FTEs. And then we have a hub in Mexico serving all the other type of activities in finance operations. This is only finance operations. We are rolling out the rest of the business services as well.
And in Asia?
And in Asia, we are about to set up our shared services for finance in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. So that's going to be a tick for this year as well.
Okay, interesting. Good.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about Hungary. What are the processes? You said IT, HR, F&A. What are some of the challenges you guys are facing, and sort of the next stage of what you'd be doing in terms of development? You mentioned the HR sector is coming, but tell us also about any of the transformation initiatives going on globally for you guys, or European-wide for you guys, and touch on the technology, of course, the AI tools, etc. Please give us a bit of a deeper insight, if you would.
Yeah. So the company sets itself on a transformation strategy, and as such, all the supporting functions we are having to follow and make sure that the supporting functions are aligned with the company strategy. So what we are as a company, as a group, we are looking at to come in strong is not only the hardware for our robots, but also all the automation and the software. So that's where AI comes into as a core business, right? Now, remember I mentioned multiple segments. So all those multiple segments, historically, we had multiple ERPs. So it's not a one ERP platform like all of the companies these days are probably struggling with. So being a more than 4 billion euro company, having multiple ERPs, one of the transformations is that we, as one finance, for example, we are the glue to make sure that we have a horizontal support. So probably the biggest transformation is happening today in finance, and to do that, to become efficient and to have a sustainable efficiency, you need to either put in technology or work on your processes to become efficient. So one of the initiatives across the group is we call it Fit for Growth. So we have to make space in order for ourselves to be able to grow in different areas. So everybody has its responsibility in the groups, not in the different segments when it comes to go to market, but we, the supporting function, have engaged ourselves in a huge transformation journey. And probably the biggest one, it's in finance, we are rolling out AP automation.
Mm-hmm.
So with the same time, we are changing the process and we are rolling out the AP automation, because I do believe these days, if you have multiple platforms, it costs you more to change it in one platform than to have your reports or your activities concentrated in a cloud base. And then you can easier engage AI when you see it all in one place. Yeah? And then that's something that Bestware offers. We are working with Bestware, and this year we are going to roll out, and it goes in waves, of course. Mm-hmm. So it's I'm expecting that the second half towards the third quarter, we are going to roll out Bestware first in Europe, then we move to the US, and then next year probably we're going to have it in Asia. So that's one of the biggest transformation change when it comes to process in finance we are going through. HR, it's a SuccessFactors rollout that has been multiple modules rolled out. So we are centralizing and standardizing in HR as well.
And what vendors on the HR side are you using?
SuccessFactors, it's an SAP. Yeah, it's an SAP module that we have started rolling it out. So we have multiple modules already rolled out. So that's probably the biggest one.
Right. Okay. So
we are working on.
So how about the people side, the staff and the talent side? Are you finding that you need to re-educate or train up or slightly shift the type of talent you've got now? Or tell us a bit about the effect on the people in the organization.
So, well, I'm lucky because being in Budapest having multiple shared services, captive or outsourced as well, there's a pretty good market where you can get the people from. And I do see that each of our peer shared services are trying to change and keep up with the pace. So I'm lucky from this perspective that I can get almost ready people.
Well, so, that's the whole idea of a large ecosystem, and you have a large ecosystem of GBSs in Budapest, and you can pull from each other, and that's a great part of the ecosystem.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Okay. So it's that's a positive one side of it. Recruiting is, so you have to offer something, so you have to differentiate somehow yourself, and because you are not one of the big ones, like in Hungary you would have BP or you would have Diageo, so those are the very big ones. So we somehow have to differentiate ourselves, and one of those differentiators is probably having the global process owners in place in Hungary you can become a good subject matter expert and see the outside of the European activities as well. So I think that's a good differentiator when it comes to calling the shots from Europe.
Right. Interesting. And so let's wrap up on a last thought on the AI side. And again, not to beat a dead horse, but the AI in terms of practice, you mentioned, of course, Bassware, AP automation, and the SAP HR. But are there other, some of the GBSs we've spoken to are considering sort of creating an AI COE in their local GBS. I mean, you guys, to some extent, are natural because you have the industrial automation at scale. That is, okay, that's huge robotic, but on a manufacturing, operational, physical basis. Yeah. But do you find any segue between that kind of philosophy in the group's DNA, if you will, to the shared services, the back office?
Yeah, so I do believe you have to create the platform for AI. So you don't just throw AI if you have a broken process. And also what you are looking for is some experiences. So I do believe that the change is good and there's a right momentum for an AI. So we have in our core activities as a group, we do have new colleagues that we brought in from Silicon Valley because, of course, to use the next generation in automation and in AI, you need those brains.
Yes.
So yes, I agree, AI, but right now I think where we are in the transformation, we are not mature and stable enough to say I can throw AI and I'm gonna come out glorious from it. So honestly, Tom, I don't think this where I am sitting today, I can say that tomorrow I'm going to engage AI on my processes.
Sure. Well, you've got some of that in the process anyway with Bassware, so
it will come, yes, and there is always there. So it's a one step at a time. I believe one step at a time. You need to fix things and then throw AI on it.
Great. Well, Maria, let's stop there. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Very interesting to hear more about what you guys are doing in detail. Good luck with the various transformation initiatives and new rollouts on the AP and the HR. A new center in Malaysia. That's also big news.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot and enjoy the rest of the day today.
Thank you so much, Tom.